Hello, my peeps. Well, today, this is going to be part 5 of What If Deku Was an Experiment. But, I'm not gonna go off of original of everything. I'm not even gonna go off of the anime. I'm gonna go off the book and more or less into everyone's relationships. So, yeah. Hope you enjoy this. This might be the final part, depending upon when um the some of the other seasons on My Hero Academia actually get dubbed. So yeah. And in correct order. Because for some reason when everything is sub, they like to scramble everything to where it's not even a fucking coherent thing. So yeah. So we start. So Deku starts his. So let's get to the story. Sorry for this. So Deki, bleh. Deku, starts his day by waking up and by Toga, who is currently naked, along with uh another girl villain. You can name her this. You can name this person. I don't really know because why not? It has to start with a V though. That's the only thing I'm limiting you to. A V. It has to have a V in her name or at least at the start. It's like Violet or something. But yeah. But her name's not gonna be Violet. Well, it can if you want, but still. You choose. So he starts his day off by, this is going to be 18 plus, just so you know. Sucking on Toga's boob. And yeah. So that's how he starts his morning. And then he works his way down to her pussy and then starts sucking on that and then sucking on the juices that come out of there, and yeah. That's his morning drink. He does the same to the other villain person there. So, yeah. And he has a very long, long tongue. Like, if I had to measure it, full length, be 8 inches. Which is less than his cock, which is, I don't remember how long I actually said it was. I think I said it as 12 or 14 inches. But yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Then for his breakfast, he uh cooks some pancakes and waffles. Because why not? And for Toga, he puts a little bit of his blood on there for Toga as syrup because she loves blood almost as much as she loves Deku. So yeah. And one of the reasons Deku knows Toga, which I don't think I've said this, I don't think he I don't think Deku met her until she joined LV, but I'm just gonna make it to where he forgot and that she forgot that they met. But he has a scar on his chest for taking a blow that she did because she tried to hit someone else with an X-Acto blade. Didn't work. It hit Deku, and thankfully, to his father all for one, he had a quirk that nullified pain and blunt and sharp objects damage. So yeah, thanks to that he survived, and plus they were sweethearts, like childhood sweethearts at the beginning, but they forgot because they were gone apart so long. So yeah, so he goes to UA, does his normal activities, goes in the girls' bathroom, fucks a couple of them, and if you want to know in detail, I will, but yeah. Fucks her Uraraka in the ass and in her pussy, like cowgirl style. Well, her doing cowgirl. And Momo was there, and yeah. And then he licked her, and then fucked her in the ass and the pussy, and did the same thing. But she created a dildo, of like a very long dildo, like not one of those thick ones, but a long one. And it was elastic, so it can stretch, but it can also bend. So when she put it up her ass, it went deep. And this is gonna be a detailed one, just so you know. And also for Toga and that girl, he also fucked them. But they were tired, so they didn't know until they checked by sticking their finger near the pussy, wiping it a little bit, taking it up to the face, and licked it. And they instantly knew what it was. So, yeah. Then for Jiro and Mina. Jiro wanted to try something, so she put her earphones in Deku's eardrums, so she talked dirty to him in his mind. So yeah. And also Mino with her ball of energy of a self, she fucked him good. This is after school, by the way. And for both of them each, it lasted like 3 hours. So yeah. It was like right after school, so yeah. And who am I missing? Hakagare! Yeah! Um, and just so you know, she, instead of her having green hair like I showed you, I don't showed you that picture because that's what she looks like. But she has blonde hair instead, and she has brown eyes. So, yeah. Blonde hair and brown eyes. So he fucked her, and so he made it to where she can go invisible and visible again. So he saw when he came, and it was like, and it filled her womb. So almost all of Class A plus the ladies on the Mew Mew Kitty Cat squad heroes are pregnant. So yeah, since Midnight took track of this, she wanted to know what was going on, so she followed Midoriya, because that's what she calls him, and saw him fucking Suyu. And it was a deep throat. She used her tongue and everything. Like wrapped around and around and around like freaking 10 times because of how big it is with her tongue, and yeah. Came a bunch. About 3 times. And then he fucked her like like how should I put it? They fucked like a rabbit. They fucked like rabbits, even though she's a frog and he's semi a demon. That's how I'm putting it. He's a succubus slash demon. I forgot what his hero name is and what his vigilante name is, or if he has a vigilante name. But yeah, whatever. I think he has a villain name and a hero name. I forgot what they are, but remind me in the comments if you know. But yeah. For Midnight, she got hot and bothered, and Mirko was out at this time, thinking, "Oh, what is Midnight doing out here? And what is she looking at?" So she jumped from the building down to right behind uh Midnight, and because of Midnight being so into what Deku and Suyu were doing, she didn't notice her. So yeah. Then Mirko finally saw what she was seeing and was blushing. And since it was like summer, well, no, spring, her rabbit instincts were kicking in. So after Midori was done, Mirko went, "Okay, and now it's my turn." And I cannot do a woman's voice. If I try, I will mess it up. But yeah, she basically said that. She basically said, "Okay, my turn." Hopped on Midoriya, well, grabbing Midnight with her, saying, "All right, my turn." Ripping off her clothes and fucking him. Cowgirl style, reverse cowgirl style, whatever position, you name it. She was doing it. So, yeah, yeah, put down that fucking lotion. He came 4-5. Paramedics asked if he was alive. And yes, I got that from that weird freaking song that I don't remember what it's called, but yes. And actually it was about Mirko instead, and also midnight, because they came like 20 times, but midnight 20 and Miracle like 40. It was rabbit season, and well, since Deku is a little bit demon because of his quirks and vitality and energizing quirk, and I don't. Well, because of most of his quirks, it takes a lot of energy to actually use them. So, All For One gave him an energy quirk that boosts his stamina, and whenever he runs out, he just gains a little bit more. So, yeah, he's gained a lot over the years. So, he's able to last, if I had to give a number, about 100 rounds. So, yeah. Then, and Izuku came only came only 20 times for Mirako and 10 for Midnight. So take that in mind. And, yeah. So, he took them to his house. And, yeah. And for, I'm gonna just do Mount Lady and the, Reiko? I think that's her name. I don't know. But, Mount Lady was doing her rounds. Holy shit, only 17 minutes. Well, I'm trying to drag this out as long as I can, but it seems I can't. Well, for, Mount Lady, she was down doing her rounds, trying to get famous. Deku jumped from a building into her suit. No one noticed because she was all giant, and yeah. And he crawled to her breasts, sucking on them like they were a lifeline. She was getting wet, and she kind of just went to a secluded area that no one lived and rubbed one out on a building. Then he crawled down to her to her pussy. And he semi has a little bit of an adaptation quirk. Kind of. It's not as powerful as probably the ones that most adaptation quirk what ifs, but it's good enough to where his dick got bigger and he just started fucking her. And because he was so small, her whole clit fit in his mouth. And he just sucked on that like it was a lifeline too. And then she came more times than Miracle because he also put his hand in the pee hole. I don't exactly know I forgot what it's called. But, yeah. And since that was sensitive at the time, she came like, 80 times because of how much suction he put to his mouth, which took a lot of energy out of him. And plus, having his dick that big, which was as thick as a fucking truck, but as long as a damn house. Like, as long as a fucking, uh 40-foot house. So yeah. So she's just moaning away. And he also semi had a clone quirk, which didn't really, it affected some areas of him. So he basically just focused it on his dick and his hand and feet. So his dick got a bit smaller to where it wouldn't choke her to fucking death, but it also wouldn't let her have a little bit of it give her a little bit of room to breathe when he pulled it out, but when he rams it in, yeah. So he filled her stomach to the brim with cum, which in that big balls state, because his balls got bigger too. He came like 10 times to actually fill her stomach, and for a womb, only like 10. So, yeah, she came a lot. So, yeah, hope you like this, motherfuckers. And for Riku, oh, it was spring, so her joystick was just, and don't get me wrong, I mean joystick as in horniness, was full drive. So when Midoriya, because she calls him that, gets even a foot, like not even a foot, like a meter away, she gets hot and bothered because of all the sex he's had. So all of his hormones are like through the fucking roof, and she can smell it because of her heightened smell and everything, because well, she's a dragon basically. So yeah, yeah, her and Midoriya went to a hotel, and they went discreetly, so yeah. Um they had their fun. They even ordered a big room so that when she transforms, she doesn't try and destroy anything, but it takes Midoriya coming like 20 times to satisfy her, plus coming 30 times in her mouth because she was drinking it all, which then filled her dragon tummy up, which when she turned back into her human form, her stomach was bulging. It looked like she had quintuplets. So, yeah. And that she was 9 months pregnant with all of them. So, yeah. Imagine that. And he has scars all over his body, so any female who's not married tries to get with him. But he only goes for like heroes and villains and such, so yeah. If there's any girl villains besides that lady who can fucking turn her arm into a fucking cannon or gun, whichever you want to call it, um, let me know. I'll make a part 6 with the villains, but you have to comment their names because I will not know them at all or what their quirk is. So put their quirk and their name in the comments. So, yeah. Well, yeah. So for the next part, for part 6, I would like 3 likes. And yeah. Goodbye, my peeps. Hope you have a good night and day, depending upon time zones. And yeah, hope you have fun. Hope you don't try and jerk off, but if you do, go jerk off to some porn. Don't jerk off to this, please. So, have fun, you little degenerates. Girls, too. If you like my content, leave a like. Well, have a good night and day. Bye-bye.